don't really want to get into Alien Covenant if I can't scream. We'll just chill, and we'll talk about Alien Covenant as soon as Aaron finishes her video, okay? How about that? Is that an okay? Hey guys, what's up? Aaron's using the camera to record something. No camera. There's no camera until I get $1,000 in donations. From now on, I'm never turning on my camera until we've reached a donation threshold at the start of the stream, okay? That's how we're doing it from now on. We're going to, oh, when she's done, though, we're going to talk about Alien Covenant, okay? It was a horrible, horrible movie. One of the worst movies I have ever... Not that bad, but pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And I think just all movies are bad. But my disappointment isn't with the movie, okay? It's that you people thought it was good. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? What the fuck were you guys thinking? What the fuck were you guys thinking? That's the real question right now. Prometheus was garbage too. This movie was... I want to say this movie was better than Prometheus, but I'm not even sure if that's a truthful statement. What did Destiny think about Prometheus? It's not what I thought about Prometheus. It's the fact that it was fucking horrible. Why do you care? It's not about what I think. We're talking objective fact, okay? Prometheus was an objectively fucking horrible movie. That's not even what we're debating about today, okay? What we're debating about is why you guys thought that this movie wasn't fucking horrible. That's the real fucking meme. That's the real question. My favorite part is when they explode an alien planet with no biological protection at all. Yeah, that was a little bit of a Prometheus flashback, but I mean, it's worse than that.
I have not really seen any of the Alien movies. Are they worth?
Alien 1 is very slow. I think Aliens was really good. Will it hold up? Maybe. And then Alien 3 I thought was good. All three Alien movies are very different though. Like, they're very loosely connected with the main character, but really, like, all three Alien movies are quite different, I would say. What about Alien vs. Predator? Alien vs. Predator was okay. Because it didn't try to be what it wasn't. This is the problem that movies have today, is that they're needlessly ambitious, and they don't understand what it is they're supposed to do. And then as a result of that, shit gets fucked. Nah, Alien 3 is trying to be the first one. I'm talking about the Alien movies that star Sigourney Weaver, George. I don't know what Alien movies you're talking about where Alien 3 has any remote similarities to the first Alien. I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about there, but... It didn't try to be what it wasn't? No. Alien Covenant absolutely was way too ambitious. Same thing with Prometheus. It seems you talk about things being slow as a negative. Do you think it's a strictly bad thing? What? I'm sorry, when have I ever talked about something being slow as a negative? Being slow is not necessarily a negative. It really depends on what's going on. When you're talking about Breaking Bad, you said it was overrated, and seemingly as an explanation said it was very slow. Oh, I'm sorry. So if I'm using slow in a derogatory sense, usually when I'm implying when I say slow, I guess I should define these terms. When I say slow in a derogatory sense, I typically define slow as there's very little plot development, and it seemingly happens for no purpose. So like, let me give like an example. Like the beginning of Steins Gate is very slow. It is atrociously slow, but I don't know if I would necessarily levy that as a criticism against it, because it's slow for a reason, and it's necessary. The beginning of Steins Gate is slow for a purpose, and it needs to be as slow as it is to have the impact that it does. So, like, even though Steins Gate is slow, I give it a pass because it needs to be. Now that Kyle's not here, we can get our mining productivity. Ah, fuck, Kyle's here. God damn it. I can't believe he just joined. You showed up like right when I said that.
I've been watching for a little bit. we can get your fucking mining productivity.
God damn it.
We can get your fucking mining productivity.
Kyle's Kyle. This movie was fucking horrible. Holy shit, it was so fucking bad, Kyle.
Sorry about that.
I liked Alien 3. A lot of people didn't like Alien 3. But I thought Alien 3 was fine.
Well, I know a lot of people don't like the premise, where it's just like, we're just gonna kill some people right before the movie even starts from the second movie, because we don't want to deal with the plot line.
Maybe.
There's the little...
Yeah, no.
I know
that there are some people that are upset. I guess the explanation that you could give for that was that Alien 3 was not supposed to be a happy movie. Alien 3 was a fucked movie, and you kind of get that right off the bat. Was it kind of a lazy way to deal with those characters? Yeah, probably, especially because you spent so much time in the second movie building them up. So it kind of sucks to kill them immediately. Yeah, for sure. I can see that as a criticism, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, sorry,
I just don't know. It's is it fair to judge that movie for that?
On that alone? No, I think you could levy that as a criticism. I think there were better ways they could have done it. I don't know if they couldn't afford the actors or what. There are probably better ways they could have done it. But I think as a whole, I think Alien 3 was a pretty good movie. It's nowhere near... let me put it this way. If we had to score the movies, right? Alien and Aliens are probably, you can rank them side by side. They're totally different movies, right? Alien is, kind of a classic horror space sci-fi movie, more horror-y, and then Aliens is an action movie. I don't even know if I would call Aliens a horror movie. It's an action adventure, or not an adventure, it's an action horror hybrid, right? And then Aliens is also kind of that that action horror hybrid-esque movie. If I were to rate all of these, right, the first two would get maybe a 90 to a 95, and then Alien 3, depending on how generous you can be, might get an 80 to a 95, depending on how much you like it. But then the next movie, I think, is Alien Resurrection, gets a 20. So it's Alien Resurrection was really fucking stupid.
That's the one where it's even farther in the future, and they've cloned.
Yeah, she's cloned, and she's I think she makes out with the alien at the end, and then betrays it, and I don't know, it's really dumb. The alien thinks it's her mother. Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, it wasn't a romantic kiss; it was a motherly kiss. Yeah, I think that's right. But
I didn't actually know about that. I don't know that I've seen that movie.
You're not missing anything. It's pretty retarded.
Probably just read about it on Wikipedia.
I think I've asked you this 7 times at this point. Did you play The Last of Us?
I'm the one who suggested that you play The Last of Us.
It still doesn't tell me if you played it or not.
Yes.
You did play. Okay. One thing that movies have a really hard time doing sometimes, it seems, and I don't understand why. There should be formulaic. I feel like I could write these plot lines at this point and do it effectively. It seems like movies sometimes have a really hard time giving you a quick character death that is still meaningful. This Alien Covenant movie opens where right off the bat this lady's husband dies, and then you see a video of him, and he's oh, I love you a lot, and you're supposed to feel really bad. Hold on one second.
Hey Dusty Titty, what is your opinion on cryptocurrencies? Do you think they'll be a viable alternative to fiat currencies in the future?
I don't see any future where the world exists without having currencies that are controlled by central banks. That doesn't seem to be possible, so no, I don't. But it seems sometimes they fuck up these early character deaths so hard that it hurts so much of the emotional impact of it. You're supposed to feel really, really bad about the fact that this girl's husband died, but you don't really care about him at all. And it's crazy because I see there are effective ways in media where you can show this, in Up, right? I think that Up sequence is all of a minute or two. Where you see the old guy. Yeah, that's a really effective way to introduce and kill a character immediately. I think without ever even giving her a voice. I don't remember if there's any lines for that. Really, really quickly and really powerfully, really well done, right? Experiences that we can all relate to, growing older, watching somebody grow old, very, very easy to do. The beginning of The Last of Us, that prologue is very quick and very short, gives you a quick introduction of a daughter, but because you play her, because you see everything from Kyle's... What?
I don't know how quick, I don't know how short it is. I want to say that's half an hour.
Oh, sure. But I mean, in the context of a video game, right? It's not
Yeah. The concept of a video game.
Yeah, it's a short sequence of the game, but it sets up a very effective character death that gives you it feels authentic, right? You don't feel like you'll never go through The Last of Us and criticize and be like, do you really care that Joel's daughter died? Like, was that really a big deal? Yeah, it was a big deal, and it was set up.
Because then they call back to it at the end of the game too.
Yeah, sure, yeah. And
like when he calls Ellie baby girl or whatever.
Sure, like, and it was but like if they would have just said that Joel had a daughter that died, I don't think it would have worked as well. I think that the way that they gave you that death on screen, the way that you played the little girl going through a house, looking for her father, scary stuff is going on, right? I think most kids have probably had some experience related to this. You wake up and your parents on them or something. I think it is a really effective way of establishing that kind of narrative. And you kill a character off very, very quickly, introduce him and kill him quickly, but you do it in an effective manner, right? This movie, this movie was fucking garbage in that sense. It failed miserably in doing that with the husband, but okay, so the huge problem this movie had, the huge problem. Have you ever heard of the phrase, you gave him enough rope to hang himself with or whatever? Have you ever heard that phrase before? Yeah. So, if somebody's in the process of telling you a lie or something, you let them keep talking and talking and talking, and eventually they'll hang themselves with their own words. They keep talking, they make stupid fucking statements, and then they fuck themselves, right? So, I feel like movies are doing that today, right? What is Alien, okay? Alien is a movie about a group of explorers that find an alien ship, and there's an alien on it, and it starts to fucking kill all the crew, right? Aliens is a movie where Sigourney Weaver and her crew go back to the planet. I think it was that planet or another planet with colonists or whatever. They find aliens, and they gotta fucking kill them and get out. Alien 3 is Sigourney Weaver has an alien inside of her. And then there's an alien on the base, and she's got to kill herself before they take the creature, right? Yeah. Right? These are all pretty simple stories. You can't really criticize the stories of any of these movies because they're very simple. Because they're not like hardcore story-driven movies, which is fine. That's what they're meant to be, right? What is Alien Covenant? Okay, Alien Covenant is a movie about an android that philosophically wants to transcend mankind by creating a monster species that can destroy them. While also being a movie about colonizing or exploring a new world and simultaneously having a good robot on your I don't even know. There's how do you describe Alien Covenant in like a couple sentences? Like, it's a really complicated. They try to do a lot of fucking shit. Like, why is it so ambitious? Why is this movie trying to do so many things? Do you want it to be a philosophical... Oh, yeah, spoilers. Just spoilers. If you didn't know there's spoilers here, fucking off yourself, right? If you want Alien Covenant to be a movie about, what is the difference between a robot and a human, right? Can robots love, right? These are questions that are asked in the movie. These are awesome questions. These are great topics to explore, and movies and books have been written exploring these topics. But you can't drop something that heavy in the context of like a kill them one at a time horror film and never explore them. There are way too many ultra high level concepts that are brought up in this movie that aren't ever explored because it's not. It just doesn't have the time to do it all, and it doesn't even try to. I just don't understand this weird obsession with trying to deal with these super heavy topics when it's not the appropriate movie to do it in.
Movies in general is 2 hours. You can't really do a ton of complicated things in most movies.
Well, exactly. That's why
it's
you typically,
difficult.
and this was my main criticism of Interstellar, right? You need to pick one or two very strong themes and stick with it. Don't pick up 15 very high level things that could all each have their movies done about them. It's really, really stupid. This is one of the ways that Lord of the Rings highly succeeds. Is that Lord of the Rings has a pretty holy shit.
Can you deal with that? We don't have any turrets over there.
No, I'll run over there. Lord of the Rings has a very, very, very simple story, at least in my point of view. It has a pretty simple story. And each of the movies can be summarized in a few sentences. There's not really that much that happens in each movie. There's 2 or 3 hours, and a lot of time can be spent on the subject matter presented in each movie, right? It's a very strong thing, in its strength. How many fucking times do we need to see some retard approach an alien egg and stick his face over it? Yeah, this is a trope that I want to say has happened in every single Alien movie. Well, it's almost become a trope at this point. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe they just do it because it's part of the Alien experience, but...
Fuck that.
Also, the sense of time in this movie was non-existent. In the first 3 Alien movies, a good deal of time, you've got the facehugger stage, And then once the facehugger has implanted the embryo, you've got the unsettling stage where the person is feeling normal, but then they start to have the chest pains and the facehugger burst. Then you have the alien in a baby stage, and then it grows into adolescence and then grows into an adult and kills, right? I think in the first 3 Alien movies, all of these stages are represented pretty well. But in this movie, the facehugger attacks, and then like the next scene, it's like an adult alien and then is killed. Like, what? Why? Why is the scale of time so fucked in this movie? I guess it's supposed to be similar to how every alien movie opens with someone coming out of hyperspace. Oh, that's another thing. And I understand, and I'm not trying to sound like an enlightened tipper or whatever, I'm really trying to understand this. I guess, like, I understand that everybody's, like, intellectual level of stimulation is different, and I don't expect every movie to be, like, a hyper-realistic, like, science-approved movie. But, like, as somebody that's, I'm not even trying to criticize women at that level, but like there has to be like a base level of like common fucking sense that like just fucking kills it for me. And like I don't consider myself to be like an ultra enlightened, super scientific minded person, but like one, you're diverting the entire ship and mission because you just spontaneously found another planet, like, and you're just gonna cancel your entire mission and go off and inhabit a whole other different world that you've never, like, that's beyond fucking stupid. Come on, right? Like, and then not only that, like, there are so many times in the movie, like, you land on an alien planet. Why the fuck does everybody have guns? Are these people, like, all combat trained? Why are they even exploring a new planet with, like, machine guns? Like, if they're so scared that there's going to be hostile life there, why are they even going to that planet and risking the mission in the first place? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why is everyone on the crew married to each other? Why are there, like, husbands and wives all over this crew? That seems like a massive conflict of interest. I don't want my fucking commander or my first lieutenant or whatever to be, like, have a conflict between saving his wife and saving someone. Like, what the fuck? That's fucked up, dude. Why are they exploring a whole new planet without any type of like, it's so funny. Like, it was hilarious. They bring up, like, do we have to quarantine? Like, motherfucker, quarantine? You guys are literally on an alien planet and none of you give a fuck about anything having to do with, like, not inhaling like foreign alien bacteria or anything. Like, they didn't stop their first mission. It was only 2 weeks to go check this planet out. Worst case, they spent an extra 1 month check this planet. Okay, so like I'm not a military explorer of outer space, okay? So let me preface by saying that. But I'm pretty sure that in the future, if you have a vessel worth trillions of dollars, okay, and that vessel is carrying thousands of humans on board that are supposed to populate another planet, and you've spent so much time on your home world analyzing this other planet to make sure that it's safe, and it's so much analysis that your super ultra $1 trillion ship can't actually do it itself, right? That if you spent all this time, why the fuck would you abandon that mission and go explore another world and risk the lives of your entire ship to do so? I think that you can draw a lot of comparisons between this movie and the first half of Sunshine, and I think that Sunshine comes out looking a lot better, right? We're in, Are you done? What? Oh. Oh, shit! Kyle!
What the fuck?
Fucking loud. Sorry.
Why were you whispering?
Aaron was recording a video. Yeah, so I would compare like the beginning of this movie. I think unfavorably compares to Sunshine, right? Where you see a similar dilemma that happens. So in Sunshine, the crew has to deviate their mission in the beginning, in the first half of the movie. They've got to deviate to pick up a second payload to accomplish a really big mission, right? Now, in that movie, they have a debate over the fact that, like, for us to send our ship on a different course is jeopardizing our current mission, because any deviation from what you've planned, when you're in a massive fucking ship, right? You can't just like fly around everywhere. It's not like fucking Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever with the ships. You can't just do that, right? Because field is limited, because courses are calculated, right? Remember in Kerbal Space Program, right? Like, you can't just fly in a direction that you want to, or you have to take into account so many different things you're doing this. And field is limited, right? And they acknowledge this in Sunshine. They acknowledge, like, this is a really big deal. Are we really going to do this? But ultimately, they make the decision to deviate because they think they can increase their mission success, right? And even in that deviation, they have massive problems doing it. You know, they don't reorient the heat shield correctly. They end up losing parts of their ship. Like, it's a big deal, right? Yeah, so Sunshine handles that big course deviation intelligently. But in this movie, they're literally just like, hey, yo, dude, we somehow magically found another planet that we don't know anything about and all of our scans missed it. But yeah, let's just go fucking fly everything we have there. Because, yeah, why the fuck not? Like, and this is, not only does this happens right after they suffered a catastrophic failure. Or at least something that could have been a catastrophic failure, right? A random neutrino shower or some shit almost causes catastrophic failure to the ship, right? Why would you continue to jeopardize your mission? So, no, that's another thing that's fucking stupid. Daniels tries to object Destiny. The captain is someone who is rejected to lead but is in charge. So, that was given as part of the movie. Like, apparently, this guy is not allowed to lead because he was considered too invested in his religion and emotionally unstable or whatever to lead. So then how does he become second in charge? That doesn't make any sense. So the commander in this movie, Kyle, is somebody who was never allowed to be commander because he wasn't considered capable of doing the job, but then somehow he gets made second in command. So that right off the start of the movie, when the commander dies or whatever, he's now made the commander. Like, why? What? Why? This doesn't make any sense. Why? Destiny, that's not true. What's not true? The captain died in the neutrino blast chain of command, I guess. Yeah, but your chain of command, your second in command should probably be able to command. Your second in command is not supposed to be a guy that wasn't allowed to be in command because he was considered unable to or unfit to do so. It doesn't make any sense. And he's clearly, and he demonstrates as much in the movie that he's totally inept at leadership. So, like, I don't know. That was all really fucking stupid. And that's how movies are pitched to studios. They have to convince a bunch of money-grubbing assholes to give them money to make movies, so they pull a bunch of crazy, random, uncorrelated bullshit out of their asses to get massive budgets. Yeah, I guess, maybe. The movie was way too ambitious. And, like, cringeworthy so. Like, when people, like, God damn it, dude. Like, I think that, if I was, like, in high school again and somebody told me to write the intro to, like, a movie and make it, like, the most enlightened movie ever, it would be this movie. Like, pretty much verbatim. Like, okay, well, how can I make this so enlightened? Okay, so we're going to start off with a robot in a room. It's got to be an all-white room with a grand Steinway piano and a magnificent view that's clearly computer-generated because we've advanced beyond having to look at real nature. And then they're going to question the essence of creation. The robot will wax on philosophically about how he is created by a man, and yet that man doesn't know his creator. And we're also going to bring up the mortality of humans against the immortality of the creation of the robot. And while we're doing this, the robot is going to flawlessly play some magnificent piece on the piano. Wagner, of course, because we're very cultured. It's the most pretentious opening to, like, an unnecessarily pretentious either. It's just so unnecessary. I don't know, dude. I thought this movie was pretty bad.
It'll probably make money. That's the thing. Isn't it sad sequels make so much money?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, and the disregard for, like, everything. The disregard for, like, all things, like, we need to go 40 km into the atmosphere. Dude, the ship can't handle that. This whole fucking ship is gonna die. I don't care. Go down there. Like, what? I need an override. Well, shit. Okay, let's override. Like, what was even the... I don't know, dude. Stupid. Yeah, why don't people wear helmets? You had a crew of 15 that I guess were all combat trained, even though it doesn't seem relevant at all to the story. I don't know why they're combat trained, but none of them are trained to wear fucking helmets in space. If they actually explore that planet in spacesuits, it actually kills the entire movie. The entire movie loses all of its plot, but whatever.
Why? Because then, because helmets.
Well, because that's how the movie starts, is them getting infected because they're wandering around without using helmets like fucking retards.
Even the atmosphere was safe to breathe.
Yeah.
According to their or something. I don't know.
Not to mention how weird the whole premise of the movie was, that they're getting a human signal coming from another planet that no human should be at, and they don't even stop to question it. They're like, oh yeah, we gotta go there, let's go. Like, you're not worried about anything at all? Like, I don't know. And they scanned, like, the whole planet so well that they could figure out, like, the strength of the atmosphere and all the resources and everything on it from their computer, but they weren't able to detect Fassbender's giant fucking Colosseum and shit. Like, they somehow their computer missed all of that. Are there turrets up there? No.
I'm going down to put more turrets. I have a fuckload of turrets in my inventory now.
Of course you do.
Because I'm just picking up ones that I don't need anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I have walled off. So, like, anything on that east wall, you can just pick up. I was honestly, you should just pick them up. I have 129, man.
Alright, I'll think about it.
I mean, you can just keep holding on to that one special turret in your inventory.
That's very special.
That'll protect you. Oh god, I wonder how bad this is.
Do you ever think writers or
Must have
directors
rated.
of movies like this will be held accountable? No, the only accountability you have is to the box office. If you make money, nobody gives a fuck about the goodness of your shit.
That's why Adam Sandler keeps getting movies. Doesn't matter how low they're rated on IMDb or whatever.
One of my favourite aspects of the original Aliens movies were how low-tech they were. How everything felt heavy and
Stop,
military
pause.
and industrial.
Or maybe I should keep listening, because he's starting to contradict himself. This didn't feel Aliens. The cool thing about Aliens, and Alien 3 wasn't that it was super high-tech. It was that it was high-tech but grungy as fuck. It had like a, not steampunk, space punk feel, like where you saw a movie in space, but it wasn't like Halo, like where, oh cool, the doors open up. Like everything looked really grungy and run the fuck down, which he's starting to talk about now. So I'm kind of curious why he thinks this movie looked like an alien movie when everything was very clean and, a Space Odyssey looking or whatever. All right, sorry.
Ridley Scott does not need to keep doing the no-nonsense, level-headed,
All
everyday...
right, okay, I'm done with this. Yeah, I'll probably agree with most of the things he says. Yeah, I don't think there are any protagonists that are on the same level as Sigourney Weaver's Ripley. Sigourney, the Ripley from Aliens, and Alien 3 is one of the few, like, female protagonists done right. It seems to be really fucking hard for people to write a female protagonist that is a strong female protagonist where being female isn't, like, the primary identification of the character. Kill Bill is another example of that, where it seems really fucking hard for people to write a movie with a good female character, and the whole point is just like, well, look, I'm a woman, I can do things too. Like, fuck off, like, holy shit.
And they did that back in 1979.
Yeah, there's never like a point in any of the Alien movies where you're reminded, like, where somebody's like, oh my god, she can't do that. Like, oh, that's a man's job. Like, she's a woman. Like, they kind of give her some shit, but I mean, like, she dispels that like really quickly. In the beginning of Aliens, in the second one, where they kind of give her some shit about how she can't do anything, and then she is running the power loader or whatever to load shit on. But like, yeah, I've noticed that it seems like sometimes it's really hard. Game of Thrones does a pretty good job at having good female characters. It seems like people sometimes get so desperate to like throw a female character in that they don't stop and think that like, hey, I should actually write this as a good character and not somebody who's only in here because I'm trying to add a woman to the story. Like, what's your opinion from Rey from Star Wars? No, Rey is a good example of a female character, but she's kind of a bad character just because of how invincible God-moded she was for the entire movie.